there was a congressman from Georgia who offered a $500 reward. Back then, that was a lot of money. Seth Gates dead or alive.
Yeah, because I'm feeling this and then my stomach feels like I'm going to throw up or something. I feel really like something just happened to me. I think this is like a stab, and I think this is one of the soldiers attached to one of these objects. I think that one of these knives has definitely killed somebody.
You can see it clearly, but I could see the wood paneling and the wall behind it, translucent. The face was exactly like the one I saw over top of the mantelpiece there of Seth Gates.
It feels a little more heavier, the energy, I'll say. I think this one likes to mess with people and try and scare them.
This was that thrown down the stairs at us.
Can we get the background on Seth Gates?
Here we go.
Okay, Seth was born 1800 in Connecticut. His parents were farmers. They eventually moved to Wyoming County and bought a farm in Sheldon. And so he grew up on a farm, but he did not want to be a farmer. He wanted to be educated and an attorney. So he went to the Middlebury Academy in Wyoming to become an attorney. And then he moved to Leroy to practice law. Very anti-slavery, of course. He became a congressman, and again, anti-slavery, and there was a congressman from Georgia who offered a $500 reward. Back then, that was a lot of money. Seth Gates dead or alive. Well, it didn't happen. He eventually moved back to Leroy to practice law, anti-slavery, and a group of people destroyed his home. And that's how he came to Warsaw and bought that building. Now, when he was there, he was very active in many things. He was the post office, head of the post office in Warsaw. Also was part of helping the Congregational Church get built. Many other activities. His brother lived on Genesee Street, and he did have a place underground for slaves. And then when Seth Gates and his family moved, he passed away, and his wife lived there, and when she died, and the building was taken over by called the Society of the Warsaw Workforce. And there is where people who were homeless could live, and it was a place where men could learn carpentry work, and ladies could do, crochet and all that stuff. It was also a place where nurses could get training to become a nurse. And as Emily said, there was a Warsaw kindergarten class there for a while. And then at some point, the GAR, Grand Army of the Republic, and the DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution, took the building over. And for whatever reason, I don't know, the GAR decided to give it up, and the DAR took over. And at some point, the DAR gifted it to the Warsaw Historical Society, and that's how that building came about. Now the DAR still do have meetings there.
When I first walked in, I was in about this spot when I just mentioned that feeling in my stomach. I was in this spot the first time I felt it, it was just, and I still feel it, so it's interesting. This part does feel new. This part, I can see why they say that, because the energy is different. Just in this side of the room as opposed to that side, I can see that makes perfect sense. It feels a lot lighter over here. Okay, let's go check out what's upstairs. And that's the sensation I was getting, like hearing or seeing like a ball rolling. And that could literally be something you see or hear, but it could also be an indicator that maybe we're dealing with children's spirit. Now I see why that might be the case. So in this area, you might hear a lot of, I think, kid-oriented sounds, like again, the rolling of a ball or toys or clinking like that. Or even I'm hearing kids laugh, slight kids laugh. So I could see maybe in this part of the building, seeing or hearing that, or quick little footsteps like kids playing around. I don't know, I definitely feel like this could maybe hint at that. And I feel like that's a lot of this area, this in the room in there. I feel like they play hide and seek or run around in this area. I do, because I definitely keep hearing the kids' laughter and seeing a ball rolling across the floor. And if that was to happen tonight, I'd probably like cry. Freaky. I'm picking up on that there's a little girl here at the spirit. It seems like a little girl, and it's like a blue-eyed, blonde, curly-haired. It's about the size of this, tall-wise. And I think she had something in here because I feel like she's trying to show me like tea time with a doll and tea. Something in here was hers. Maybe even a few things, I don't know. But it's like I'm seeing this girl like with a doll and having a little tea time. So I think the spirit's attached to some of the object or the energy of one of these objects, or maybe even a couple. But I think this girl's the one that would be playing around up here. So this one, I'd say that there's like something that likes to play around over in this part of the building above or below me, or in this room somewhere in this section of the house above or below. I don't know, it feels a little more heavier, the energy, I'll say. Yeah, it's a little more heavy, denser energy. So I want to say this one, I think this one likes to like mess with people and try and scare them. I do. I think this one does things in way like to people, living people like us or anyone working or something. They like to do things that'll like more intimidate or like scare them a little bit. I feel like this one does, more trickster type of energy. I think. Okay, I'm something with the basement. So whatever the spirit, something with the basement. So I believe maybe we'll have to check and go downstairs and check, but I think something about the basement's underneath me. Maybe the entrance to the basement's right here, because I heard basement, and so this is tied to the basement, I think. It's like this is like his section. Downstairs and upstairs, like this just section is up. It doesn't matter the floor, just this section. It's like it's his.
There was a rumor when I was speaking to the Historical Society people that might have been used as a stop up until he came under fire socially.
It's kind of a iffy thing, I think.
We are kind of on the fence about that. We believe at the moment it might have been his brother Chauncey who would take in the slaves and that, because Seth Gates being such a radical anti-slavery Whig, that would most likely be the first place people from the South would come and check. There were several people on the Underground Railroad in Warsaw.
Oh, yes, many people.
Like Joshua Darling, Andrew Young. I think we got about 15 on our map above the display. But there definitely are a lot of other people who would have associated with Gates at the time, like Andrew Young and Augustus Frank, who was another person on the Underground Railroad who'd taken slaves. I believe the one who would have worked with Gates was Augustus Frank Jr., who assisted in the monument being built and lived in the house on the monument circle. The one girl from the Underground Railroad Elijah Bernhardt would have ended up in the records and censuses. Her and her mother would have ended up with, I think one ended up with like Andrew Young, and the other one ended up with Joshua Darling up on.
He spoke of a severe leg wound in Curry Valley. And I remember I asked him the question, was it one of those god-awful Manet balls? You know, that's what they used in Civil War.
Yeah.
And the lights just went nuts. You know,
Oh, he appeared on.
he keyed in on that. Yeah, and nearly lost his leg with the Manet ball. But it missed the ball and saved the leg.
I think you might be talking about a different one, because I think the one connected to the two is like a Confederate soldier. So I remember him like actively like not answering questions, like just answering no, and I asked him, "Are you answering no because you don't want to answer questions?" And then he said yes.
And it's probably a Confederate soldier. You know?
I think it's one. That's who it is.
The two says labeled as a Confederate soldier too, I believe.
Have you?
I looked at it while we were there.
I wonder what connection he would have this farm up.
His tooth.
Yeah.
His tooth. That would probably be the connection.
Yeah.
There's something over here I'm trying to figure out. One of them has to, something I'm getting like picking up on a spirit. It's breathing really heavily. I don't know. I want to say this was like someone who worked in an environment that was dark, full of a lot of dust, and maybe a mine or something. I don't know, because I do feel like it's somewhere dark and breathing's an issue. And I think that's what eventually led to their death. I think for whatever spirit sent them over here. This one's got the hands that were like, let's see. Yeah, I was avoiding this one. Now I'm feeling like way down low, right around my hips. I want to say this one is. Yeah, because I'm feeling this and then my stomach feels like I'm going to throw up or something. I feel really like something just happened to me. I think this is like a stab, but it's low. It's like someone was aiming for a kidney or something. But this one's definitely lower, and I'm pretty sure this one was a stab at something that happened. It looks like someone was up close to somebody, and I guess it makes sense considering what I'm surrounded by. And I think this is one of the soldiers attached to one of these objects. I think one of these knives has definitely killed somebody, because I think that's what I'm picking up on. I feel like he could have been stabbed with his own knife. Yeah, I definitely feel like he could have been stabbed with his own knife even. That would explain it. This would be the breathing issue. There's a gas mask. And that could be why it's dark and it feels like it's an enclosed space. I figured it was probably one of the tools right here behind the curtain, but this is what I was picking up on, I think, yeah. Because, yeah, and there's even a gas mask, because I was going to say I feel like there's a gas involved, and I'm standing next to a gas mask, because I felt like it was burning to breathe for a minute, and then I was like, nah, I don't know. But then I look over and see a gas mask, so that makes perfect sense.
Do you know the story of the woman in the box?
No, that was the first time.
Okay, well, she was a slave, and she was put in a box with a wagon. And I don't know if the girl was there.
Yeah, her daughter was with
And
her.
then was the boy there, or was the boy born
No,
later? I don't
he was
remember.
born here in town.
That's what I thought.
And not too long after, the mother died of what we believe is tuberculosis.
And so we were communicating with the daughter because she was liking to talk to her mother, and that was part of the things that were going on. And we were communicating sometimes with some of the students from the elementary classroom. We were doing that a few times.
Now, when I was outside before I came in, I heard moved. It was like someone was saying moved. So I was like, this building was really big to be moved. And when I came in and asked the curator, they said that it wasn't moved, it was added on to. But here we are again, about half an hour, 45 minutes later, and I'm hearing again, something's moved. And it's the hard part is being in a museum full of things that have been brought here. Hopefully they'll clarify that for me as we go through.
You guys know the story of the rocks?
We believe they're from like the Seneca natives because Warsaw, before the town was settled in 1803, was the hunting ground for the Seneca people, and after like the Treaty of Big Tree, it was sold to the Holland Land Company, which is in fact from the country of Holland.
Were you with that group when they went down cellar and
Yes,
and the rock story?
yes.
And you know where the rocks, some of the rocks were missing, and I knew where they were. George brought some of them up and put them on the counter in the entryway.
Oh.
Yes, that's where they are.
Yeah.
But they were communicating, where
Yeah,
are these
but-
rocks?
But that's where we were getting the activity,
Yes,
was around the
activity.
rocks now. See, you know, that, up to that point, we weren't getting a lot of hits. Activity with the lights.
See, I wasn't down there then, so I wish I would have been there.
Yeah. But that was pretty interesting.
Interesting.
Why wouldn't there be, you know, the Native Americans were here way before, you know, colonization by Europeans.
Do the rocks have any like symbols on them?
No, these are like, they're like mortar type stones. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Pestle and mortar, you mean?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Natives, you know, yeah, they were tools used for, you know.
You've heard the word Owaka Creek, right? You've heard that, Owaka.
That's the creek that runs. It runs right by. You know how they say about running water. Well, you know, it's a stone's throw away from the Gates house.
Oh, it's the one that runs right behind.
Yes, everything.
Now, in the Iroquois language, the Seneca dialect, Owaka meant cold place. And you can see how this valley is contoured, is deep. Radio receptions, you know, is deep. Apparently the cold would sink into the valley, so they call it Owaka, meaning a cold place.
They could have named it Soggy Place too. Because it is that.
It's a wonderful trout stream to this day, right through the town. Ron was putting, I think it was pre-COVID. It would have been 2018, maybe 19. No, I think it was 18. We were talking about, like what we've talked here, you know, there's the Seth Gates and the bowl, everything we was talking about. And lo and behold, I looked up into the foyer and I saw a vision. I had to shake my head and rub my eyes, make sure it wasn't playing tricks on me. I hadn't had any Irish whiskey that day, so you know like that. But anyway, I looked up and I saw a figure with a cape on, black cape, with typical attire of the day, black coat, the white shirt, the 19th century type of tie they would use at that time, with a top hat. And I got a good look at it. It didn't last long. Probably wasn't any more than 3 to 5 seconds, but my girlfriend at the time, she looked up and she saw we looked at one another, looked again. Did you see it?
Yeah, I remember that.
And I
didn't
was,
see it.
and I just, you know, I mean, but it was so interesting because it was, well, you could see it clearly, but I could see the wood paneling and the wall behind it was translucent, you know, and I also got a good look at the face before it just gone. And the face was exactly like the one I saw over top of the mantelpiece there of Seth Gates. Now that was a real surprise. It made the whole session worthwhile. I mean, something like that. I mean, you don't ever figure on something.
It's very rare, yeah.
You might see flashlights turning on, and you might, with the divining rods, get some activity there. But to see something visually, and it was just that clear. I mean, I've never seen an apparition before or after. I had some experiences at the house. I had to have the house cleansed. Something happened at that home long before I took it. We had to have it cleansed. But I never saw it. You could see things, smell things, but to see an actual apparition with your own eye, that was the first. I've never had it happen before, and haven't happened since. I didn't sense anything in the way of. It wasn't frightening. It was just, it gave you a heightened sense of awareness.
It sounds like he was
Who was there?
acknowledging the fact you guys were talking about him.
Yeah, well, we were talking about him, and apparently he decided to show up. But there was no mistaking. I mean, the facial features were crystal clear, and they were identical to the portrait. They only lasted about 3 to 5 seconds. It went quick, but we must have piqued his interest. It was a very unusual.
2 years ago was when we had the malicious spirit hanging around the Gates house because we were dealing with some troubles and arguing with some people, and it seems whatever was going on, that spirit was kind of drawn to it.
The negative entity, even if it's a person, will pick up on that shift of energies.
Because I don't think those 3 nights we did the investigation, we really had anything, because there was, I don't know, it was talking about like numbers, and I think that was around the time he heard the spirit say malicious?
Malevolent through the machine.
That was one of the most haunting things I've heard.
Yeah, Ron tried to play it down because he told me later. It's almost a first, because he didn't want to capitalize and people be jumping out the windows,
Yeah, it would be too much for him.
He was talking about how it was most likely, I think a 5, but it was claiming to be a higher number, trying to scare
Was it
us.
6?
I think somewhere between a 5 and a 6, but it was claiming to be a 7, or 11. It was just throwing out numbers.
Mischievous, troublemaker. That's the way Ron explained it. It's a troublemaker. It's an avatar or a harbinger of something that's dark. It's designed to pave the way for the bigger ones to, try to inhabit or whatever.
It doesn't sound like that's the main spirit, though.
No.
Sounds like it's a pretty decent location where they enjoy spending time with you guys, for the most part.
Yeah.
But even though he puts up a cleansing prayer, Ron, I'm talking about, puts up a cleansing prayer, I'm quite sure, like everything else, there's no guarantee that something will try, attempt to slip through that really is a very negative, evil, call it what you will, entity.
I'd say they make a lot of activity in here, but I think that would be actually the place as opposed to the materials or the items. In here, I think it's more of a habit of what the spirits did while they were here in their time. I feel like they're bustling and going in and out and doing their thing. Yeah, but none of the items in the room feel too heavy. That is just particular to the building and the habits, I think, from the spirits while they were here. I do want to say my stomach, though. I felt it earlier, but I do feel this in my stomach. I don't know if someone was stabbed or cut, but I feel it. Maybe it was a shot even, but it's definitely something right about here. Yeah, tight space. I feel like I just seen someone fall down these stairs. I think a worker slipped down these stairs before. Looked like an older lady. Let's see. What way do I want to go? This one. Yep. Huh. Wonder what's in here. Because this would be pushing back to where we were in the back. Okay. So yeah, definitely in the part of, like, we're in the back all the way. So this would be about the area that that upstairs one was talking about. That closet room's above this. I want to say that I'm picking up on kids. Like, I think they would come down here to play or something every now and then, just to torment their parents or just to get, I don't know, to get in trouble or whatever. So I definitely pick up on the kids. Now, I'm feeling this sensation right here. I don't know what this is. I definitely get that there's a lot of activity down here because it makes my stomach and that area like really gross. Like the solar plexus area just feels oof. So I think there's a lot of activity down here. It might not look like much, but there's a lot that probably goes on down here. Definitely don't doubt that because the energy, it just feels so thick and congested. I want to say it's, let's see. I almost want to say, I almost want to say that there were rituals that happened in this building, but as crazy as that might sound, I don't know if this, I mean, some form of ritual. I know it's not a church, but, and it doesn't feel like a Catholic mass type of ritual. It feels like maybe like a spiritualist meeting for a seance, maybe like a Mason's meeting for a meeting, like a different type of like ritual. Not saying they're Satanists worshiping or sacrifice, nothing like that. But it just feels like people meeting for some kind of religious / spiritual beliefs, and I think some of that is where some of these energies come in, and I think that's why maybe some of the energies in the building, or maybe it's like the energies can flow freely because more like a portal, so to speak, being in this area from something the people did in the past, like say Masons, or I don't know why I keep saying that one, so possibly that, but like it could be seances even after the fact. The area is thinner after that. So I want to say that some of it's linked to that. I think this time what I need to do is walk everyone through. I'll slow down and be more, I'll break down the sands more. I think that's I think our energies, most people didn't know what to do with them. So I think that's what messed us with that. Come closer, make a better circle. Let's start with that. How many of you guys have actually done seance before? Just me and John? So kind of what I'll do is I'll break it down more again. I kind of went into the last one assuming everyone did it and knows how to do it, and that's on me. So the first thing that we individually do on our end is the circle is to make a unit that traps the energy and then it raises it. It makes it more, amplifies it. So that's the point of the circle, is to circulate and just build up the energy within it, and then allow them to step into it. Now this energy within the circle is going to be our own. You have to envision first that your aura is really close to your body. Any color, it doesn't matter. Just envision your aura about an inch away from your body. And just sit with that. Just envision yourself just with an aura really close to you. And all of us with our own auras separated.
Can you draw your microphone? Your full one? On your recorder?
So, the first part is to envision a low
to your body, separate from everybody else's aura. The thing from there is to envision your aura growing further and further away from you, so you're in a bigger and bigger bubble. After a certain point, all of our auras will connect into one. That is when our energy starts circulating. When we can do that, when we link our energy with each other, is when the spirits can use it for what they need. So pretty much the biggest thing is just envision your energy going to the center, and I'll handle it from there. Because I can only handle, like I can't take it from you. You have to throw it up and then I can stir the pot from there. So just, if you know anything about the chakras or the aura, those are good ways to start visualizing. Send your energy to the middle for me to use for the spirits. So as I start to talk to the spirits, just envision again your energy just joining with everyone else's and then raising and amplifying. I'm already feeling a lot more energy than that. We sit in a circle together and talk to the spirits of this house and property. To any spirits that are here and can hear us and may join us, we sit tonight so that we may share our energy with you for your disposal so that you may manifest and communicate with us. We want to hear physical phenomena and physical mediumship tonight in particular. So we do have tools for you to communicate with us on the moment.
We call and ask any spirit that would like to make itself known to please step forward and do so. Join us in this circle. Stand in the center of us. Join our energy and use it to manifest yourself. Is there something stopping you from communicating with me? Is there a spirit here that's dark? Is there a spirit here that was never human? Can you knock on a wall? Rap? Knocking? Voices? We have sensors. Can you make one of those go off again? Are there any soldiers in this room with us?
Thank you. I think that's probably for the clothing. Was any of the spirits here killed in battle?
Is there something preventing you from speaking? Are you afraid to make your presence known?
That
Sounded like it was over there.
Oh.
Yeah, that one sounded like the same floor over. Can you please do that one more time? Can you knock for us one more time? Can you give us one more set of knocks? How many?
Yep.
That was up here. That was up here.
That was second one.
That was right over here this time.
It was below us, you'll be able to feel that.
Actually, to me, still sounded like it was in that direction. Both knocks.
Yeah, like this cool room.
Do you want to try that?
Would you knock if I asked you questions to answer? Would you knock in response to my questions? One knock for yes, two knocks for no.
Area he's up against, he backed into that corner. Partway through our session, like something, like he got
Pushed him back.
Like
I truly think there's a darker spirit here that is suppressing the ones that once lived, that were humans at one point.
Yeah.
I don't say that very lightly. It's like
When you were asking, he seemed hesitant to answer.
and that's it. It's like
He
there's
didn't say
something here
yes
they're
or no.
afraid of. Yeah, it's like I feel like there's something, one thing that's, I don't want to say demon or nothing, but something more heavy
I don't
that
know.
was
I'm
not a
still
human.
Just
Do you know anybody here? Oh God, what the hell? Downstairs. I don't see you.
Something, I think. Just decided to throw a wrench downstairs. Everyone's in the main room.
Did you throw a wrench? Are you mad?
Was this you? Oh, on camera. This just got thrown down the stairs at us. These were on a nail on the wall. Did you just knock this down the stairs?
Name?
What's your name?
Wait.
For what? Wait for what?
What are we waiting for?
Move.
Yeah, I thought so. No, I won't move. You move. Get out from behind me. This is my earth. I'm living. You move. This is exactly why you should be a little afraid of me. Because I don't like these games. What do you want here? Why are you in this house? Do you know who I am?
Are you feeding off the negative energy here?
Where
A
do
man?
Ah, that's it. Where do you get your energy from?
Anywhere?
I'm the man. Yeah, I am a man. For now. I like this spirit. Do you like bullying people? Do you eat off of intimidation?
It is like getting like burning warm all of a sudden. Like right here, my arm is just warming up.
What motivates you? What motivates you?
3?
3 what?
No, like my arm is like.
That's okay. 3 what? 3 what?
You did not have permission to touch me.
Are you referring to the Bible? A 3?
Third book.
Is that what you're afraid of?
I was thinking of the third book.
For sure.
What'd you say? What'd she say?
For sure?
What did she say? For sure? Third book, and then she said for sure. Was that it?
It's good. Maybe for sure.
I should be able to review it if she's recording it.
Well, there's also a mic right there.
Were you ever a man? Where's your food come from? Where do you get your energy?
And
Where do you get your energy?
the third book is Leviticus.
The first 5 books are the books of the law, so those would be the most scary for a spirit. Tell me more about this window.
And we'll be selling adults to slavers.
Did you pass through the window by choice? Or no?
Does
Was it over by the slave bills? Is a portal over on that part of the building?
man.
It's the older part of the building, so.
Did the man open the window?
What man called you through that window? What archangel do you fear? What angel infuriates you? What were you made in?
Worldwide?
Worldwide? Were you made in his image? Does that bother you, Spirit? Were you a Christian? Does the name Jesus Christ bother you? Would it upset or hurt you if I started praying to Jesus?
I'm still
I'm still what?
You're still what?
I need her.
Here? You're still here. I know. You didn't fool me. I've known you were here this whole time. Again, you will not trick me. I don't have time for this. Does praying bother you? Did you fall? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. O Lord's right. Do you want me to keep going? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass us. Lead us not in, see, now it's messing with me. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. It's in that corner, doesn't like me, but the amen gave me goosebumps, which felt great.
Oh, so it scared him.
It's scary.
Yeah, it just got a lot colder in here.
It's because it went farther away from us. Did not like that. Did you hear how I started praying and she said, "Oh Lord"? I got 2 lines into "oh," and she said, "Oh Lord."
There's a different energy down here. It's around the stairwell. I think it came from the way upstairs.
It's refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air. I think we can welcome back the spirits from the house. Does the name Jesus bother you? What dimension are you from? What plane, reality, or dimension do you come from?
I thought I heard a voice from by the bells also.
Maeve?
Is your name Maeve?
Maeve.
Say it again.
Knave, one of the definitions is
flaw, spot, or blemish. So they're made as a dirt. The spirits from upstairs are watching from the stairwell.
A blemish. Are you a spirit? That's a type of blemish? Are you a dark spirit? Is that what you're saying?
Are you what is holding everyone back?
Were you punished?
Only.
You were the only one punished for being blemished? Why were you the only one punished for being